Hello, gorgeous goddesses. Welcome to this video on the Capricorn full moon happening July the 10th. So we are working with the Capricorn Cancerian axes, which is all about success and creation and what you are birthing into the world at this time, and a really beautiful opportunity to reevaluate that, to really take a look at where your attention and your focus is going at this time and make any adjustments as needed. So, surrounding this full moon, there is a lot happening. So on July the 7th, just days before the Capricorn full moon, we have Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini for the first time since the 1940s. So for many of us, this is groundbreaking energy. This is a new frequency. So we're going to take a look at that today. And also Saturn conjunct Neptune. This is still very potent right now. This is part of a bigger storyline. And wherever this conjunction is falling in your chart is an area in your life where you are finding your strength and your power, and you're also deepening your connection to your spirituality. And the reason this is very significant is Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. So we're definitely going to revisit these energies today. So let's take a moment to dive right in here. I'm going to share my screen and pull up the chart. So if you are listening to this from my new podcast, Born for the Stars, in the show notes, I'm going to put a link to the video in case you do want to follow along visually. It can be really helpful for these videos. I know so many of you have shared with me that you've learned so much about astrology and your own personal chart just from following along in these videos. So you may want to have the visual component for this. If you do, I'll attach it in the show notes. Or if you're watching me on YouTube and you didn't know I have a podcast, I recently launched Born for the Stars, and I will put that below this video. Definitely recommend checking it out. We go deeper than just the new and full moons. There's lots of beautiful audios on there already about the Akashic records, including a guided Akashic journey into the records. And I recently had a guest numerologist on, and she dove into the numerology for the next couple of months. So check that out. All right, back to the full moon. We have the moon in Capricorn at 18 degrees, opposing the sun in Cancer at 18 degrees. Anytime it's a full moon, we're going to see this opposition. So this is where we're highlighting the Cancerian energy. We also recently had Jupiter move into Cancer, so this is in the spotlight right now. And then opposing Capricorn, where the moon is. And both of these energies are cardinal signs, very much focus on this energy of what we are creating in the world. And with Capricorn specifically, it's about putting in the work and the devotion to get to the results that we want. So at the time of this full moon, you can see things really coming to fruition that you have poured energy and effort into. And that can be a really good time to evaluate as well. Are you happy with what's coming to fruition? Are you feeling stuck and stagnant? What's required to really bring clarity in your life or to bring what you desire into fruition? Because with the Capricorn energy, it does remind us that there's focus and there's discipline and there's devotion and there's work that is required to bring things to life and to get the results that we desire. And it really teaches us that dedication and that patience. And often it's very much associated with the masculine energy of taking action, having the structure. I also see Capricorn, if we're going to look at it from the lens of the goddess, as the wise goddess. Capricorn is the wise goddess, not into fleeting success, but really building a solid foundation, creating a meaningful legacy. So there's no need to rush. There's commitment and there's devotion and there's the willingness to put in the work to get the results that you desire. But there's also the wisdom component of, is this truly a desire, or am I creating success based on other people's definition? And more than ever in our world today, because of social, we are very connected to the people around us, and we can see other people celebrating different milestones or achieving different things. And what that can do is imprint in our mind that we should have that as well. We should be achieving that as well. And so, more than ever, we need this element of discernment, of really being able to tune in and honor our unique path and to know the difference between what may be aligned for someone else and we're happy for them and that looks really good, and what we really want and desire in our life. So, that can really come into the spotlight as well with this Capricorn full moon. How do you define success? Where did that definition of success come from? And again, making any necessary changes and adjustments. So, looking at some other energies happening alongside this full moon here, I want to begin with Saturn, which is the ruler of this full moon because Saturn rules over Capricorn. So, it has a lot of the same energies of the structure, the discipline, work. And right now, there's such a powerful conjunction happening where these energies are meeting up in the sign of Aries. Aries being a new timeline, it's the first sign of the zodiac. So, once again, if you know where the early degrees of Aries are in your chart, what house that lands in, this is a place in your life where there could be challenges that are emerging, but it's strengthening you, it's helping you find your power, and you have the potential to experience incredible growth in whatever area this is landing in. That's the nature of Saturn. We have to like put in the work, sometimes feel like we're making the tough decisions, but ultimately it's really shaping us into someone that feels unstoppable. And the connection here with Neptune is so unique because these energies are so different. Neptune is all about the unseen, the spiritual, the ethereal realm, higher realms of consciousness. So to have these energies coming together is definitely bringing about big changes in our understanding of energy and frequency as a collective, like the power we each have to contribute to the direction that the planet is going. And we matter. How you show up matter. What you do matters. And this really shows a big elevation in the collective consciousness. The more of us that are tapped in to a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness, our creative potential and power, and the vision we hold for what we know is possible on the planet, the more of us that share a higher level of consciousness, the more that becomes the norm on the planet. So, once again, how you show up matters. And this shift is definitely happening here. And again, I would really check out that early degrees of Aries for you, what house that's landing in, because not only is this an area where you can really find that sense of personal power as you overcome different obstacles and challenges with Neptune, there can really be a lot of spiritual evolution and spiritual growth that is infused into that area of your life. So the other big shift we recently experienced here is, and it's actually interacting with Saturn. Saturn is trining Uranus, which recently moved into the sign of Gemini, first time since the 1940s. So I'm actually hosting an online workshop that's all about upgrading our mind, upgrading our mental programming. It's called the Quantum Mind Upgrade. And I'm going to be walking you through journeys in your Akashic records to really elevate your thoughts, to break free from old mental loops, and really doing a deep dive into the spiritual implications of this energy, Uranus and Gemini, for the next 8 years, what this represents from an astrological standpoint, but how you can really work with this energy of awakening, of genius, of evolution in your own personal life. So I'll attach the link below with all of the details. I'd love to have you join. It's going to be incredibly transformational, especially the Akashic activations where you're tapping into the genius that is already held in your records. So a lot of work around upgrading our communication and our messaging as well. I'm very excited for that. So this aspect here of Uranus sextiling Saturn, this recent shift is huge. And if you've been feeling the last few days, even as you're tuning into the video, this could be heightened even more with the full moon because everything is amplified during a full moon. This like electric energy It's because our nervous system is recalibrating. Like Uranus in the sign of Gemini is very electric, it's very high vibrational, and really important to ground at this time because our mind can kind of be spinning, feeling really active. Again, see it as a recalibration. Our nervous system is recalibrating to a new energy. Our thought patterns are already getting an incredible upgrade just through this shift alone. You're no doubt feeling it. I really recommend doing breath work practices, grounding in nature, like walks by the beach, feet in the grass, like anything that can feel really grounding. And if you are just feeling like, oh, I've got all this energy moving through me, that is normal right now. That is normal. And we will all be calibrating to a new frequency and a new way of experiencing energy in our body, like how energy moves, how we're used to feeling in our body, where all of that is like really shifting. The other thing with this energy here as well is we are going to see more and more people opening up to their ability to channel. We're going to see light language becoming more common, and just the way that we communicate with one another is going to undergo a big shift at this time for sure. So yeah, these energies really, really taking the spotlight right now. And the other thing I want to take a quick look at is Mercury is preparing for a retrograde as well in the sign of Leo. So combined with this shift of Uranus and Gemini, there can be, a lot that you're perhaps like reflecting on at this time. We're about to enter a retrograde season, and a lot of astrologers don't talk about this, but retrogrades can bring incredible clarity. So I started this video talking about your definition of success, what you are creating, what you are birthing into the world right now. And if you are feeling in a space of maybe not complete certainty, or just that like a lot is changing and you're called to more and you're trying to put all the pieces together, you're not alone with that. And this coming retrograde season can actually really support you in getting that clarity. So, the reason retrogrades can bring through a lot of clarity is they're covering a part in our own astrological chart that we already visited before, only now we're going back with newfound information. We're seeing it with a new lens, or at least that is the ideal. We're seeing it with fresh eyes, a fresh perspective, and we just have more information that supports us in making the move, making the decision, having the deeper clarity. But I do feel this is definitely an action-packed time. Again, don't be afraid of like this electric energy that you may be feeling moving through you. It's actually a sign that you're just ascending, and there's probably like downloads and information that are wanting to be delivered to you. And keeping in mind, the backdrop of all of this, the North Node moving through Pisces, which is that elevation of consciousness that is happening for us collectively. For many people, again, there's always free will. If you found your way here, it absolutely is a process that you have been moving through, and you can even find new spiritual gifts are already coming on board for you, or you're more tapped in to your multi-dimensional gifts. And what once kind of felt like odd or strange in this new era, it no longer is. I really feel we're in the era of the unconventional is the revolution, and it is what's going to bring about massive change in our planet. So definitely keep showing up and sharing your work and sharing your message and like honoring your truth, because more than ever, that is very significant. The final thing I'll say, where this is a full moon, there's always an element of releasing and letting go when it's in the sign of Capricorn. It can be a really good time just to take a look at where your energy and your focus is going, and ask yourself with every task, is this draining me or is this replenishing me? Keeping in mind as well the bigger picture. Capricorn is good at zooming out. So there may be things we're doing in the moment that we don't necessarily want to do, but we want the result that they're going to bring. So sometimes we need to zoom out, connect with our future self, and ask, am I happy that I'm taking these actions? Is it leading where I want it to lead? So very good time to reevaluate all of those things. And a reminder as well, where we still have the sun in Cancer and Jupiter in Cancer that we don't create just through action alone. Yes, that is necessary. Capricorn brings in that energy. While we're here in the physical, taking action is something we get to do, not have to do, get to do. And again, it really hones in on discipline and devotion as well. And then this energy together, the Cancerian side of it, brings in the awareness of our emotions and our intuition. And it's not just the action alone, it's the energy behind the action. We could have a group of like 5 people all taking the same action, all getting different results in any given area of life. If we do this from the business lens, we could have 5 people post almost the same reels every day, put them out into the world, and each get different feedback, different reach, different responses. And of course, there's other moving parts to that. But what I'm getting at is the energy behind what we do and whether or not it's in alignment with our truth and our blueprint really does determine and influence the end result that we get. So have an awareness of that as you're moving toward your creations. It's not just about going through the emotions, it's about who you become as you go through those emotions, as you take the action, who you are being, who you are becoming, and the energy behind it. So that is our Capricorn full moon. Definitely say hi below if you are catching this on YouTube. Let me know what you are releasing and letting go of in this full moon energy. And I would love to have you join me for the upcoming workshop where we are going to do some powerful mind upgrades, the quantum mind upgrade to welcome in this new era of Uranus and Gemini. All right, sending you all so much love. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.